All right, so I'm getting ready to park so I can unload. The second I pull up here, it was completely empty, and the second I pull up here, some other person decided that they were gonna pull up. What it is they're doing, I have no idea. All right, today's mission, it's a local bike path, and I am going to stealth camp that bike path. So I just had some person pull up here beside me. I don't know what their deal is, what they're after. They're just sitting in their vehicle. So hopefully they will move on and be about their way in a little bit. I'm gonna get out and give a couple of minutes, but I don't have a lot of time. So per usual, I'm a little bit late. Oh great, here comes another damn car. Oh great, here comes two more damn cars. Okay, so those people didn't want to leave. I'm gonna have to grab all my stuff. I'm gonna leave the Jeep here and get out onto the trail because I still have to find a place. I haven't picked the location. I don't know exactly where I'm gonna set up, so I'm gonna get everything set up here. Get out to the spot, get it picked, get set up, and then I'm gonna have to come back and move the Jeep later. But it's super important that I get out right now to find the spot because I gotta get picked because the sun's going down. So I will come back and move the Jeep in a little bit. All right, so I'm on my way. There's another person on the trail. Oh, there's like 50 people on the trail. Great. And there they go. Bird watching. Practicing for a hike. Plan on doing some bird watching in New Hampshire. So, gotta get into shape. Oh yeah. Not good. You can see the trail over there. Game trail. Okay, so I'm going parallel to the trail. I need to go that way. Need to get around that. So I can go in to the land, or I can go out away from the land. There isn't a lot of wood over there for a fire. I am moving closer to the river if I do that. There isn't any place for me to hang my hammock if I go there. That's where I'd like to go though. Alright, well, let's go along over here and see where this takes me. Oh, this is heading into a marsh. I don't know if I really want to do that. Let's see how marshy it gets. There's a lot of deer come this way. Okay, so I'm parked there, and I'm coming back around over to there. I don't want to get too close to there. Getting here. So, maybe the deer are bedding down out here. If I can get over in there, that'd be cool. Oh shit, water. That's alright. That's why the deer didn't go this way. Right is left, left is right. Uh-oh. Oops. Whoopsie. Okay. Well, if you're wondering, I found some water. I made it in up to my shins, so. Alright, I gotta go back and see if I can't find a way. There's all water around me where there isn't water. Ow. Bayonet grass. I want to spot the deer use. So it should be good. Because the deer don't want to get wet. Or at least not soaked. Alright. Oh, okay, cool. So this, right here, looks like an area where the deer bed down. This looks like a nice area. Right on the edge. Yeah, I think this will do. In a thicket. See what the map says. Yeah, I'd say not bad. Let's see if I can find what I need. Alright, well, that tree and that tree. That'll work. Gear off. Alright. Where did I say? I said that tree and that tree. Let's put this here. Let's look into it. Put that there. Oh, fuck that. Alright. First things first. I had a minor mishap on my way back from parking Scarlet. hear the road right there. I haven't checked the GPS, but I will. And I will be making a look out in that direction to see exactly how close the road is and if it's possible to see. And then I'm going to have to adjust this a little bit though, because I'm a little bit off kilter. Alright, since I now know that the road is there, I'm going to use the tarp to shield my fire from there. And over here, I'm going to put up the camo netting to kind of further obscure what's going on here. All right, so I'm fairly certain that that's the shallow area. That is not, because I came from there. I know what that is. That's a peninsula of really thick brush. Out there is all cattails and it's really high grass. And so this is the area that I'm going to be concerned with. So I'm going to create a V area here that will obscure any light from getting out that way and make it so that my little hide here doesn't get detected. I'm gonna say we're good. All I have to do is get a fire pit set in here so that way I don't have to worry about the grass catching on fire, and we're good. But first I gotta go move Scarlet. So I'm gonna set a waypoint on the map so I can find my way back here, and I'm gonna go do that. So there it is, low hang, backdrop, front up, and then I got the netting on the side. So that way is where I heard the road, but I haven't heard any movement in a while. So I am going to check the map, and then we'll be moving the Jeep. All right, I'm making my way back over a cut trail back to the spot where I gotta be at. The sun has gone down in the interim, so well. All right, campers, sorry about the spooky lighting, but well, it is Halloween month. All right, well, I had a minor mishap on my way back from parking Scarlet. My phone fell out of my pocket. So I stood in the woods for about 20-30 minutes just waiting for an alert from some online service to let me know where my phone was. That never happened, but fortunately I found my phone. But in any event, I'm going to get dinner started. The ground here is reminiscent of my first stealth camp and the island. I expect to hit water. Hold on. Well, I hit water, so I'm gonna say that's good. All right, so there's water down in the bottom of that hole, so I built a platform in the bottom, which I suggest on any wet ground. It's pretty wet around here, that you build a platform to build your fire on. So I did. So now I'm gonna build a fire. So I had to turn the light out. I thought I heard someone or something. So, I think that'll be sufficient for my needs. All right. Don't need a big one. I'm just gonna rehydrate my meal. Have a little bit of a fire while that happens. And then it'll be lights out because I don't want to be caught. Not too far from the trail, but I did look in as I was going out before I lost my phone, and I didn't see the light of the sky that is opposite me in the direction that you're facing. So I'm pretty confident based on that, even though I was not able to hear something. I don't know what it is. Those cobra chickens are making it hard to hear. I didn't know if it was a snorting of a deer or if it was someone moving through the woods or fireworks launching. Anyways, should have enough twigs here to get a good little bed of embers to heat the water. And then, once that's done, we'll be low light. Low light and have a beer and settle in. All right, so I'm going to use one of my fire starters. Cotton swab.
waterproofed for maximum efficiency. Break it up a little bit. One of these will light in the wet and burn for close to 10 minutes. Oh, all right. There we go. Just the little stuff.
It's a beautiful night out, so it's supposed to get down to about 30, 34 in that neighborhood, so we'll see what happens. Pretty good likelihood of coyotes too, so. Well, the water is on to boil, and I'm waiting for the coyotes to come out. So I can hear a group of cobra chickens in the background. They're a ways off though. So it's just a matter of time. Get some smoke in my eyes from the fire. But, you know, that's par for the course when you build fires. So, should be nice. I'm about to, I should have brought my camp shoes with me. After that dip in the water, I'm gonna have wet socks. So I'm gonna get the bedroll into this hammock while I wait for the water to boil. Complete with my new Cabela's air mattress. So I
I don't expect it to be too bad tonight. Probably kind of cozy. My sleeping bag is rated for cold weather, so I shouldn't have a problem. And I got a sweatshirt, so.
All right, this one works better. So we're ready to make the soup. Let's take out the flavor packet. All right. Pour in the water to the mark. Just gonna guess that that's the mark. And cover for time. So, you may be asking, in these trying times in which we live, Michael, aren't you afraid of contracting something? While I was making my chopsticks, which I don't know if you could see me or not, but as I said before, being in the wild and needing utensils, not a problem for me. The Chinese and the Japanese, whoa, didn't burn theirs, but came up with a solution to the fork and the knife thousands of years ago. But you may be asking yourself, aren't you afraid of contracting something? Because as I was carving these, before I got to the one that I was ready to like shave the skin off, because that's what I did. If you can see those, I shaved the skin off of those, right? So, but basically, may have just put it out. I broke through to the water underneath. As I was shaving those, I had them in my mouth. And God knows what the wild animals of the forest had done to those sticks before I put them in my mouth. Well, you know, here's the thing. I am a human. And humans were born, some would say designed, some would say created, but I would say we have evolved to the point at which the microbes on our planet, which have been here for a millennia, we have evolved to a point at which we are able to, if our immune system is sufficiently toughened, and I would suggest to you that this toughens your immune system, being out in the wild and exposed to unknown toxins, agents, viruses, and amoebas, and etc. I'm not a scientist. I don't play one on YouTube, but that's my disclaimer. I'm not a doctor either. But if the things that I learned in elementary school as a child, way back in the 70s, yeah, I'm dating myself. If those things still hold true, and I have not seen any reason why I should feel differently that they don't. You know? Our immune systems have evolved, and I'm a perfect example of that. I never got the flu shot when I was a kid. I never got the flu shot when I was a teenager. I never got the flu shot when I was a young adult, 20s. I never got the flu shot when I was in my 30s. I just never got the flu shot, ever. Did I get the flu? Yeah, I got the flu. But you know what? My body learned what it was, adapted, got rid of it, killed it, and I moved on. So the takeaway is that that's how I feel about the current situation in the world. Is that, you know what? You'll learn to adapt to it. And if you have some type of an immune deficiency problem that you're not able to, well, then you need to take precautions for yourself. But without going on a long political diatribe, I'm not one who's given to allowing people to tell me what to do. I survive in places and have survived in places that other people would not. Does that make me special? Not really, I don't think. But
It just means that, you know, I have an intact immune system.
All right. Well, the fire was becoming a nuisance, so I ended it. Could have swore there was another packet in here. I'll probably find it underneath. Underneath all this stuff. Nope. Must have been thinking of a different brand. Nice. See? Where else but in America can you go to the middle of nowhere and have Chinese food? Well, I mean, you know, the middle of nowhere in China, but that doesn't count. Oh yeah. I've been waiting for this. It's going on 9 o'clock. In case you were wondering. Oh. Noodles. Oh, this is camping. Peace and quiet. Good eating. Ooh, this stuff's good. Ooh, yeah. That's how they do it in Hollywood. Not really. Well, this is a cozy little setup here. I don't mind telling you. Despite all the troubles. Well, I mean, troubles of my own making. I searched for about 30 minutes to find my phone in the dark. I retraced my steps about 5 times until I finally came across it. So what do we learn from this? I think I just threw a noodle. What do we learn from this? When you're gonna go out into the woods with your phone, set an audible alarm on your phone to go off every 15 minutes. And then when you lose your phone, you probably only have to wait about 5 to 15 minutes.
before it starts telling you where it is. That's what I learned. One other time when I was in Indiana, I thought I lost my phone, but it turns out I needed to charge it, so I put it on the charger in the Jeep, and then I left it there and totally like spaced it. And then I went to go record something, and it wasn't there. And that's when I realized, oh crap. And it was like dark 30 too. So I was like wandering through the woods, hoping to hear an update from, you know, some online service that was sending me a message and the notification will go off. And then finally, dejected and frustrated, I went back to the Jeep, and when you know it, there it was. Oh, that's good. You see? Little steam. It's getting chilly. That's okay. Put on my long sleeve shirt. Ooh. Cover up the brand. Ooh. All right, well, I think it's about time to switch cameras. All right, well, we're all cozied in. It's not the end of the night, but given my lack of seating arrangements, I figured, you know, why not just do this? Wish I knew where. Oh, it's right there. So, I'm going to dispense with the formalities and have a beer. I ordinarily probably would have had one a long time ago, but I've been otherwise disposed. Wow, I don't mind telling you, that hit the spot. So, people, I'm hoping to get to hear some more coyotes. I wonder, can I soften that a bit? I don't want the hat to like darken my eyes. I could do this. Turn the hat on backwards so now you can see my face. It's important for children to be able to recognize faces, full faces, you know, for learning social cues and whatnot. Mid-October stealth camp
in the bag. Um, yeah, it's currently mid-October. In the midst of I'm at the tail end of my injury period. I have to go see the doctor on Monday. I'm probably going to end up with more therapy. So if you're not seeing this video right away, it's because, um, you know, my schedule is ate up with therapy appointments, doctor appointments, work, etc. Work in and of itself is a bear. I may or may not have alluded to it in a different video, but work for me, my full-time job is, sometimes between 50 and like 67, 70 hours. I've done as many as, I think one week I did like 78 hours one week. So, but, when you work 78 hours a week, if you factor that in, unless I'm misquoting myself, I believe there's a possible 156 hours in a week. So if you subtract 77 hours of that at work, and then you subtract 8 hours I'm supposed to have in bed, sleeping, to be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed while I drive the big rigs. It's not really a big rig. It's a straight truck, but it is a Peterbilt, and do drive a Peterbilt, and I do drive a Mack. Mack now makes a straight truck. So, they're the same size as all of those trucks. Freightliners, he knows, they're big trucks. So, and I'm driving sometimes, I could go down to Chicago and pick up a whole load of potatoes, and let me tell you what, that sucker's heavy, and you can't be asleep at the wheel in Chicago traffic, because one miscue and you crush a whole bunch of people with a Peterbilt filled with sweet potatoes. So I'm very, very good about doing my job. So, but when you factor in, let's say out of 156 hours in a week possible, is that right? I don't know if that's right, and I'm not going to do math right now because I'm tired and, but like I said, if I'm not misquoting myself, 24 hours a day times 7 days a week, it's like 156 hours. It's in that neighborhood. It might be a little bit more, it might be a little bit, it's not a little bit less, it might be a little bit more than that. But when you factor in 54 hours a week and you factor in 8 hours a day to sleep, it doesn't leave a lot of extra time to do other things. So unfortunately, that's, that's what it is. So, and I jumped into the YouTube arena and came from out of nowhere and saw how the other guys were doing it and went toe to toe with the other guys. And so I may have to scale back a little bit. I mean, I really like making videos. I really like the creativity, and I like the opportunity to do, cool things with the editing process. So, I mean, I like it. I enjoy doing it. And, I mean, I hope other people enjoy it as much as I like doing it. So, but I may have to scale back. Is the, is the bottom line. So, but stuff like this is fun. It's exciting.
what I like doing.
It's where I prefer to be, out of the house, out in the woods, away from the masses and the monkey business. So that's why I don't understand the people who go camping. I mean, I kind of do, but they go camping to get away from their, life and their job, and they go to the campsite and they bring the rap music and they bring, they sit around the campfire and talk about work. That's not why I go camping. So, and I hope that comes through, you know what I mean, in my videos. So, I always struggle with this part, I'm not trying to make the video like go on and on and on, but a little bit of it should be about me and my personality and who I am as a person. So, in case you hadn't figured it out, I'm an American. Yes, you can probably tell by the accent. No, I'm at. See, I was gonna do an accent and I messed it all up. I'm actually Australian, mate. You would know. I'll cover up my accent. See, I was kind of like Australian with a
Dash of Irish.
thrown in there.
So, but
I mean, I hope to do
some other videos.
along the same lines. I have some ideas about some stuff, along the same lines as, as the camping type of a thing with a little creative bend on it. I gotta set my own, you know what I mean? You don't want to watch me do the same thing that 50 other guys are doing, Needs to be a little curveball in there every now and then, Saw one of the other guys did some animation. Good on him, you know what I mean?
I thought it was kind of
Funny, kind of comical. I enjoyed it.
One of the other guys that I
watched, I actually went to the store and I saw a jar of pickled mushrooms, and they had little characters on it that, if I didn't know better, I swear one of my mentors, one of my, the people that,
first gave me the inkling that
this was a thing that I could do, you know what I mean? That this was something that I could do that I enjoyed and I could share it, you know what I mean? But I saw a jar of pickled mushrooms and it had like a little character on it, and I was like, dude, that's just like the character that, this guy did. So,
and then I see my other
other guys, and they, they've been doing it for years.
I went on YouTube
Back in 2008, I have to check that. 2007, I was thinking about doing, whatever, but, back then I only looked at YouTube as kind of like a place where you make videos and they're there in perpetuity. So you can tell people, hey, did you see the video of my daughter when she was 4? Yeah, well, Google this or YouTube search this. YouTube's the second largest search engine on the internet next to Google. And who owns YouTube? Google. So, arguably the biggest search engine on the internet. So, but back in the day, it was just, you make a video and it stays up there. I have videos of me doing my archery. Just made a video for, because I was messing around with, editing software. Didn't have any money, didn't have any time. I worked a lot of hours then, different job, but less rewarding, more soul-sucking. But clearly I got out of it. But so tonight. So I will see you in the morning. Good night.
Well, it's morning. I've been listening to the birds and the hunters. So I'm gonna get up and start getting this setup broke down. So as always, if you like this video, please consider giving it a like, sharing it with someone you know, and subscribe to my channel. Make sure to click the notification button to see more content like this. I'm gonna get things broken down and get out of here. I didn't bring coffee with me, so I gotta go get coffee. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.
that's a wrap.